Hello, Rani aka Mac, and welcome. So, day 2 of the anniversary sale has happened, and today it was Aegis Dynamics. And they kicked off with the latest concept ship from Aegis Dynamics, which is the Aegis Hammerhead. Now, they did a new galactic tour for this. This is another capital ship, or a gunboat, more of a patrol ship, kind of the vanguard of your fleet. It is $550 war bond, or $650 non-war bond, and this obviously comes with LTI because it's the first time we've seen it. It's around 100 meters in length. It has dozens of guns, lots of missile launchers, ideal for protecting the Empire is what they say. It's got 6 manned turrets, 4 guns on each, and 2 unmanned turrets, sorry, plus 4 missile pods that's holding 32 size 3 missiles. Now the side turrets, or the manned turrets, have a full 180-degree movement. Very cool to see that working. The bridge is actually underneath, so it's quite unique. There's a captain's quarters, a crew quarters, which holds up to 7 crew. A co-pilot has a separate room for himself as well. A mess hall and a cargo bay, which is about 5 by 5 meters. The cargo room actually has hydraulic rams to lower it up and down, and it gets big enough to hold a rover, should you so wish to. There's also a small cubby hole for the mechanic. It looks very, very cool. I like the design of it. I don't know. It looks like it's going to be quite a useful ship. Do let me know if you plan on getting one. It'll be interesting to see how it handles once it's ready. After this, we got to see the Reclaimer. Now, this is actually my favourite ship, and I plan to work towards this in the game. This is now at $400, and you get 5 years insurance with it. It is currently in final art phase, which is tech setup. There's still a lot of work to do, but it's getting very close. Now, this is a large salvage ship. It breaks ships down and then sucks it through the vacuum at the end of its claw and gets it processed into sort of scrap metal. There is a drone bay at the top which hatches open up, and player-controlled drones can be used to help salvage parts and gather bits in, taking them to the processing room. They say it's tough, but it's not a combat ship. It's useful for going in after a battle and clearing up the battleground. Heavy inspiration from the Nostromo from Aliens, which I am very happy about. It feels more lived in, less clinical than some of the other ships we've seen. Now, the arm is player controlled as well. The pilot of the arm will sit next to the actual pilot of the ship on the bridge. We have seen some side seats as well. These are actually for turrets, which can rotate as the player controls the turret. So as you walk past them, you'll see them spinning around depending on the direction that the turrets are facing in. So you don't actually sit in the turret. You have a panel, and it shows you a camera example of the turret's view. The escape pod room we got to see, this was one of the first rooms that was completed and led to the rest of the ship being designed, so the style of the ship. You see tech corridors for servers, computer systems, basically the core of all the machinery. There's actually 3 drones which are player controlled. There's 2 control booths and drone racks where you can maintain them and keep them working. The processing room has huge spinning blades to crush up all the metal. There's crew habitation, there's beds, there's toilets and a captain's quarters, all with sort of padding and a bit more comfortable than we've seen in other areas. The engineering deck is sweaty and industrial. It's got a circular floating walkway surrounding the engine component, which looks very, very cool. The captain's quarters is actually straight across from the crew quarters, and the crew quarters supports up to 6 crew, with a mess hall similar to what we've seen in Aliens with the table in the centre. The cockpit, we got to see the cockpit, which I was very impressed with, where the control panels lower down. It has decent visibility, and personally it looks amazing. The whole ship looks amazing. I was very excited to see that, and I cannot wait to actually own one. But there you go, $400. Let me know if you're picking one up. Now, the Javelin was the final ship we got to see during this day. The 50 new Javelin will go on sale soon. Information will follow for this later on in the week. It is currently in final art phase. It is a destroyer ship, but it's not the biggest. It's 345 meters, so it's very big, but it's not the biggest capital ship there is. It's designed for multiple people. It will be expensive to run, expensive to outfit, complex to fly, and very expensive to lose. It is not a multi-purpose ship. It is a destroyer of other capital ships. It has 3 size 12 torpedo tubes on the front of the ship, and that is the biggest size torpedo, the biggest size missile you can get. Many manned turrets, and it's designed to hold a contingent of Marines and a dropship should you need to deploy them. Now, the large turrets move along tracks as well. When turned on, you can see them all kicking into action. It can receive small deliveries for replenishments of ammunition, crew members, or fuel, or whatever is needed. It's kind of, they said it's like a small town inside. You'll need a huge crew to run, as well as huge missions to pay for it all. It's got 3 decks. You've got habitation, combat, and engineering. It has living quarters, a mess hall, a med bay. In the mess hall, it's got air hockey tables and arcade machines. It may have a basketball net in the cargo bay, hopefully. It even has a reception area, which is insane. The interior has had to have a few changes to make it more fun gameplay-wise rather than the realistic ideas, because it was just getting a bit too easy to defend and very boring to walk around. They also needed to make it a bit more easier to navigate, so all the decks will have different designs to help people navigate throughout, so you know pretty much where you are in the ship. The bottom engineering deck is very sweaty and dirty, and in contrast the top deck is the tech deck, or the technical area. That's very, very clean. And again, looks fantastic, and it looks very exciting to play with, but it's going to be, you're going to bring that ship out after thinking about it more than just deciding upon it. Now, the other ships are the other Aegis ships that are for sale. We have the Avenger, we have the Titan, which is $50, the Stalker, which is $60, and the Warlock, which is $85. The Eclipse is $275, the Gladius is $90, and the Gladius Valiant is $110. The Redeemer is also on sale at $250. The Retaliator Base is $150, and the Bomber is $275. The Sabre is $170, and the Sabre Comet is $185. And the Vanguard Hoplite is $225, the Warden $250, Sentinel $265, and the Harbinger is now $280. All of these ships come with 5 years insurance, and also add 20% to the price if you live in the EU, unfortunately. A real bummer is that. But this is the overview of Day 2 anniversary sale. Tell me what you're excited for. Personally, the Reclaimer is what I'm living for. As I say, I don't own one. I do intend on picking one up, but I can't afford to buy one, so I will most likely just earn it in the game, of which I am excited to do so. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, we have a lot of giveaways coming to my channel on Twitch as well as YouTube for December, all courtesy of Dragons Gaming, the Cray Ray, who just randomly pops into stream and starts giving away loads of stuff. Thank you to him for all his support over the past few weeks. Big thank you to my Patreons as well. We've had a load of new Patreons pop in, and we're almost at the $200, so thank you so much to you guys. You really helped me get these videos completed. Don't forget to follow me on Twitch, subscribe to me here on YouTube, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. All the links are below, and I shall see you tomorrow.